Well, it's been a minute since I've made a video. I want you to know I'm not gone. For those of you who are disappointed, but no, I'm not gone, and I still got some time here on this earth to keep this thing going. But I wanted to say something. I wanted to share something with you that I couldn't catch while it happened, but I'm about to go out here and brush my teeth. I want to share something with you. If you go to Walmart and go to the toothbrush aisle, you will find these 5 toothbrushes, actually 6 toothbrushes in a pack for $1. Now, I have a toothbrush I carry, and change out every 3 months or so. But I also have these. I buy these 5 at a time, so I'll have 30. Because a lot of mornings I don't run into that truck stop and I got to get up and I get to going down the road. And I've shared this many times, but I keep these by there so I could brush my teeth going down the road, or I get out and brush my teeth, and I don't have the capability of cleaning off a toothbrush. I could just, you get 6 of them for $1. I consider them disposable toothbrushes. So I'm about to go do that, but I thought I'd share this story with you about yesterday. I just came off of home time. I spent a few days at the house, and I had 2 drops to make yesterday. One was supposed to be made today. So one was over in somewhere just south of Nashville. I can't even remember the name, and then the second one was about 130 miles north up in Kentucky. The town was called Adolphus. Yes, Adolphus. So before arriving at any of the customers I go to, I give them a call to let them know I'm coming in case I need to set up an appointment. And then I can continue to visualize my entire trip, and I can communicate with every one of my customers. I have several drops on this load. But anyway, so I'm setting up my times with these folks. And unfortunately, they can't take it Friday, which is today. So I had to make it yesterday. And I didn't really have the time to do it, but sometimes we can make some magic happen. And, I have to say, there is a popular term, been around for years, and I used to believe it. Now, I'm going to piss some people off. I'm sure I am. And I'm going to have some folks who are just going to agree with me. But, back in the day, I used to be somewhat nervous about going out to the Northeast and, because you see all these things about New Yorkers and, mass holes and all this kind of thing. They had this attitude. Well, over time, through my experiences, not just in trucking, but in the military as well, kind of related more with them folks. They never really seen any of them as assholes. Nothing out of the ordinary anyway. And that kind of rough exterior was always kind of like a sarcasm almost, if that's the word you want to use. It's not that get the fuck out of here and all this kind of shit is not really or you fucking asshole or whatever, there were terms of endearment that I've experienced being called myself or calling someone else, but you know what I mean? There's always this, them fucking people from the Northeast are just assholes. Well, it's not true. at least in my experience. But then there's this other thing expected down south called Southern hospitality. And I gotta say, for the first time in a long time, I'm not so sure that's real. And the reason I'm going to get to my story here, look at Pedro just chilling there. He's such a good boy. But anyway, I get to my first drop over there, and let me see the name of this town. It was a little college town. It was like a technical college. I brought them 2 little machines. So it was like a technical school, you know. Pulaski, Tennessee. And I've been speaking to this guy a couple days in a row. One was I was going to let him know that I'll be there about 2 o'clock and the next day, and which is fine and whatever. And then I called him the day I'm going to get there. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be a few hours early. And that's okay, man. There'll be some guys who could take care of you. Now, he doesn't speak like that. This is sounded like an older, you know, Southern gentleman. And when he's very friendly on the phone and whatever. And so I get to this location and I pull in. He tells me that it will be one of these places where you'd be able to pull in and you go right out. So I visualize this horseshoe, which is what I see at this location when I get to it. So I pull in and it's not the horseshoe I'm thinking. It goes to the right like this. And so I pull up and I see that some vehicles can go to the right and continue on and kick on out this way. I can't make it. And I know damn well I can't make it. So I'm able to see behind me there's a parking lot. And I've got to cross the road, which I just came off of. And so I start backing up. And I can see both directions behind me. I can look like this, both sides, and I can see when it's clear. So when it's clear, I cross the road, I park my truck, and I see another location to the right, another entrance. So I'm like, well, I've already made one mistake just trusting these folks who, you know, there's a thing that people will tell you as a truck driver is, yeah, we get trucks in here all the time. We get big trucks in here all the time. And, you know, a lot of times people don't understand who don't drive trucks. That not all trucks are the same. Not all trailers are the same. Some don't function the same way as others, or some are a little longer. Some of the wheels are in a different position than, yeah, you know what I mean? Not all trucks are the same. Wheelbase, man, things like that. So anyway, as I'm getting my paperwork together, because I'm going to go ahead and walk this place out. I'm going to go ahead and look. I'm going to see just where I can get in and out of this place before I just bring the truck and trailer in there again. And as I'm getting my stuff together, I see a gentleman with a long white beard coming over. And I saw him in the building as I pulled into the place, watching me. So I know he's coming to talk to me. And he comes up to my window, and I'm like, hey there. And he's like, where are you trying to get to? I'm like, I've got to go over to this place because there were some trailers there, and there was also I can't even think of what that's called. Skyjack. Anyway, like I need to get in over here. I'm going to go walk it out real quick. Or actually, this is after I've already done that. And now I've gotten back to the truck and I'm about to go over there. And he goes, yeah, that's where you need to go. I was like, well, I was a little confused. The guy I spoke with on the phone said there was a U that comes through here, like a U that comes through here, but I don't think I can make that turn right there. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And he goes, we get big trucks in here all the time, every day. And I mean, and the tone was just like this. Exactly what I'm telling you. And I was like, well, I hear that all the time. He goes, well, I used to drive trucks. And if you can't get it through there, I'll get it through there for you. Now, those are fighting words. I want you to know, you say something like that to a truck driver, and I don't mean some rookie truck driver. I mean, when you say that to a truck driver who's been out here for a long time, and you're going to tell me, I used to drive trucks. If you can't, I'll get it through there for you. Them fighting words. And I tell you, it takes everything I got to hold back from getting out, or just opening that door and popping this guy in the fucking mouth. He wasn't much older than me. You see this gray that's coming in? That guy, he's got a few more years on me, but he could still take an ass whooping. But I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna jeopardize the company's reputation and anything like this. So at this point, I'm like, man, I have never had anyone pick a fight with me in all the years I've been out here and all these loads I've brought out. I may have had some unfriendly type situations, and I have, but I've never had anyone come out and pick a fight with me right away. And I mean, that's what it felt like. And anyway, some words are wanting to come out of my mouth, but I'm holding back. So anyway, we go over there. I go over there and I get in position where he needs me to be. And he comes out with this forklift, and he doesn't have extensions on this forklift like he needs to get these pieces off, which he should have. But I'm like, I think you can do it. And he's a horrible forklift operator. And I could have given him shit like, you need me to operate that thing for you? Anyway, I go and walk this spot again, and I'm like, man, that looks very, very tight. I just don't know. But I'm like, I'm going to try it just to see. Anyway, I go and try it. Why? Why did I go try it? I knew that I could not make this turn. And there's an XPO, one of those XPO trucks. They're day cabs with 53-foot trailers. They carry people who are ignorant. And when I call someone ignorant, I'm not calling you dumb or stupid. There's a big difference. You're not educated, but that's what ignorant means. You're not educated on the subject. You don't know. And some people just don't know that they're ignorant, because if you don't know, then you know. You only know what you know. So if you don't know what you don't know, then some people think they know it all. So like this guy. So anyway, I'm sure that XPO truck and some of them like that can make that, because like I'm saying, he's got a 53-foot trailer. I'm only pulling a 48-foot trailer. Okay, well, I've got a different wheelbase on the tractor. The turning radius is going to be quite different. Which one is that, I've got a longer hood, and my wheelbase, I think this is a 272. So, and the turning radius isn't that great. So anyway, I'm not going to make this turn without dragging my trailer through their yard, is what it is. So I can't do it. So I have to back out from where I was and blindside back out of this place, and I have to get out a few times to make sure I'm not going to hit anything and then pull out. Now, I'm upset, and I'm rolling down the road, and I'm arguing with this guy in my head, because I'm not going to go back and fight with him. I want to so bad, but you're a professional, and plus this is kind of petty after a minute. A true professional wouldn't have even gone back and tried it just to see, because that old man tells you, and it's like, well, he says I could do it, and if I can't do it, I ain't a real truck driver. These things that fuck with guys like us who let shit like that get to us. We're like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future when someone calls us chicken. You know what I mean? So anyway, I go up and I get to my next drop, and I'm there 2 hours early. And this place was pretty difficult to get into. The turn I had to make was a right-hand turn I've got to swing out into oncoming traffic lane to make this right-hand turn, jug handle into it. And not only that, but it goes down like this, so I'm taking the risk of high centering, getting my low boy trailer stuck. So I have to kind of turn just right to prevent that, and then I have to make an immediate left on a very narrow path that goes immediately into this rigger's yard. And this is not typical. This is not a typical place that you would think a rigger would be. It's a house with a bunch of junk all around it. Had a couple cool tractors, like an old A model Kenworth I should have gotten some photos of. But anyway, so I position in that place, and I go ahead and I call the riggers because I knew they weren't going to be there, but I had to get there because we run on our clocks. My clock wouldn't allow me to get there later. I had to do what I had to do to get there. So I call and just to say, what, is there somewhere I should be? Can I go ahead and get ready and pull these tarps? Or, is there somewhere I should get? Because I don't want to start getting ready and they're not, it's going to be like, well, you can't be there. Well, the guy on the other end of the line, just stay where you are, I guess. Stay where you're at. So I'm like, oh, okay, so he knows I'm here. They must be here already. Or they're watching me from a camera, which is what they did. Get her untarped. We'll be there in a minute. And I could tell this guy's pissed. It's like, fuck. So I go out and I start untarping, and here they come in a pickup. And then they get out and they start kicking this mud around that was at the entrance where I came in, because, man, there's no way I can make this turn in this big truck and trailer. And so they're kicking up some ruts I had made right at the edge of this road. Anyway, so I was like, dude, did I damage your property? Or, no, it ain't my property. It ain't my post office. Because the post office was right there. I mean, right there. And I'm like, oh shit. I was like, well, I can clean that up. Y'all don't worry about it. I can clean that up. Well, it don't matter. It don't matter. And then I was like, look, I apologize. Oh, don't apologize. And he starts mumbling under his breath, saying something. And I'm not getting mad, but I'm getting really uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck? So anyway, man, it was a whole ordeal, and getting out of there. The lady was nice, and I could see this kind of lady putting up with an asshole like this. I guarantee you he beats her up. I guarantee you he beats the shit out of her. He reminded me of the character that Dwight Yoakam played in Sling Blade. He reminded me of that guy, like big time, except he's a little fatter. But he even looked like that guy. He even looked like him in that movie. And she was very nice, and that's what makes me say, I bet he beats her. I know it, because I've known men like this in my life. And anyway, so let me clarify, it wasn't my father. My father was never like that, just so you know. I don't want anybody thinking that I've known. Anyway, moving along here. So, Southern hospitality, my ass. And they got these little code words like bless your heart and all this shit. We all know what that means and whatever. Now, I'm from Oklahoma, and some people would consider Oklahoma the South and this and that. And, I gotta say, a lot of it is. I mean, I'm right next door to Arkansas and Texas. I guess Texas, I remember that you used to call that like the dirty South, part of the dirty South and whatever. But I don't know. Southern hospitality, is it something that's just gone away? Is it the whole country? Is it the whole world? Everybody's just different now. It's not, I don't know. I'm not talking shit about the South. I'm just talking about my yesterday. Because I did not experience any Southern hospitality. It's been a while since I've been to the South, you know, up this way in this area. And that's my first experience was that. Could have been worse, I guess. Anyway, tell me about your experience or what you think about that, or give me your opinion. I gotta go brush my teeth. Thank you for watching, and stick around for upcoming episodes. I got something new. We're gonna start doing something new with Traveling Man. I gotta get a few people on board with it. And it's going to take a lot of work on my end. I mean, a lot of work, and it's hard to do a lot of work out when you're already doing a lot of work as an over-the-road truck driver, especially this outfit. So anyway, I thank you guys for sticking around. I thank you for watching, and see you next time.